Thanks everyone for joining in. I have Karim here, who's been in the program for how long now?
I don't want to say because it's a little bit embarrassing because I should be getting way more deals for how long I've been in the program. I think it's been well, it's since it started. I was like one of the first people that got in.
Oh, same. And I've actually been in this program, the old version of it, since I don't know, 2016, 2017.
Yeah,
So
yeah, yeah,
yeah,
and like I guess in like lead gen, I've been since probably I think it's around 2016 or 17 or 18. One of those years. It's been a while.
yep. Hey, no shame in the game, man.
Yeah,
We go through
what we go through.
cycles.
Yeah,
Things ebb and flow. We follow. We go into rabbit holes and we chase.
exactly. Yeah, no, I
we
get it.
chase shiny things, and then we come back to the main thing, and
Yeah.
that's what's important. Awesome, man. So you've been in the program for a while. What have you dabbled in so far? Has it been just lead gen, or have you done other stuff,
Mostly lead. Are you just talking about just in the program, just what I've learned from the program, or?
or before?
Oh, before. Well, originally, I got into like one of the old groups. I'm pretty sure everyone knows which one I would be talking about. I
Yep.
got into a lead gen program, was in there for a while, and learned all the SEO stuff. Learned how to do all the actual you know, ranking stuff. But I never learned any good sales tactics. Never learned nothing like that. So I never actually made any money from it. I think I made like $400 from like a website build that I sold or something. But otherwise, I didn't make any money from it. And then Nick started his program, joined the program, and it was like a very risky time for us. We had just bought a house. It was like right in the middle of like me deciding whether I want to keep working at my job or going full time into lead gen and everything. So I hadn't even sold a deal yet. And then he like Nick used his tactics, his selling tactics on me, got me in the program. And then I think within 30 days, actually, I was like literally like on like a few days before New Year's. I think it was, yeah, a few days before New Year's, I sold my first client. So it was pretty cool. It was pretty cool because like he was telling me, he's like, if you
Before this
follow this,
last New
you're
Year's,
no, this is the first year that I was in
the
Nick's
first
program.
year. So that was like
Yeah.
2020, 20, was it
It was
2020,
either 21 or I,
2021?
I think it's been 3 years. Yeah.
Yeah. That sounds
So
about
yeah,
right.
that was when I sold my first deal, and I still have the guy with me. He still pays me 1,500 every single month, so it's good.
Nice. So, um, yeah, I same thing here. Basically, I joined the program. I dabbled in web design. I did everything but rank and rent. Like I just
Yeah.
avoided it because it's just the rejection and the sales and the whole
Yeah.
anxiety of the phone and everything. And the especially the rejection, like not getting the deal, like
Uh,
building up, and then boom, no deal. That just
yeah.
crushed. So
Yeah.
I ran to web design and SEO and social and rep management. I ran to that stuff all the time. That was where I would go and cry and get some money and then come back and be like, oh, let me dabble in lead gen again. And I'll
Yeah.
do it, get some success,
Yeah.
and then
Yeah.
so yeah, I mean it's an ongoing dance for sure. So
Yeah.
and to your point, one of the oldest clients I have who won't return my calls still pays me $300 a week in and week out. And it's been,
I
I don't know, 4 or 5 years now.
can't ask for a
And
better client.
yeah, no ads, totally
Yeah.
organic. I've been trying to reach him. He's unreachable. He would not contact me back. And I'm like, you know what? You are the perfect client. I'm not going to bother you anymore. You know where to find me.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah. And then I was going to give another example of uh, a company that I recently, like, they just fell in love with me. They saw me at this presentation that I did, and they're like, yeah, take our money. We're down. They paid me like $750 a week,
Oh my.
and everything's fine. And then 2 months into it, they're like, "Yeah, we're moving in a different direction. Please cancel services effective immediately." Like just like
Oh,
that. And they were super, super happy. So it just shows you, like,
yeah.
big deal, big fancy, flashy deal, with a ton of ad money
No,
behind
that's not
it
worth it.
can just collapse and implode. And someone who just you picked up randomly and you're not paying any ads on, and you just getting that trickle, 300 a week is so much
No.
better.
Oh yeah, 100%. And
Yeah.
it's like, I mean, no headache.
Yes. So tell me
Nothing
about this
gotta do.
new deal now. Fast forward to this deal. Um, how did you build it up?
So originally this deal that I kind of got, it was originally I had sold a guy, I think this was last year.
Hmm.
Yeah, last year probably around the same time. And it was actually for a fencing deal. And I think it was like $1,000 a month. It was stupid. I should have never done the deal. Like the guy, he was new, but he was ready to work. So I was like, okay, maybe I'll do it. And he never paid on time ever. Like I had to like multiple times like chase after him. And
Oh,
and
you
like
invoiced him.
what's that?
You sent him invoices.
Yeah, I'd send him invoice and be like, hey man, you got to pay up. You know, we're paying for ads here. Like this isn't gonna work out if you're not paying. And he kept like he just kept it on. He would always like, man, I'm trying. So I felt bad for him and I wanted to work with him and I was like, all right, I'm gonna put in all my effort to help this guy. I want this guy to see this guy grow, whatever, blah blah blah. And then he made the mistake of for some reason he added me on Snapchat. I don't know how. And then I saw his snaps and he's like spending all his money on all this garbage, all these toys, and I'm like, bro, what in the world? So then I was like, oh, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I can't work with this guy. And then eventually things just fell apart. I was just like, bro, I can't do this anymore. We gotta stop it. And he's like, okay, well, man, I promise, like, if I ever like, get things worked out, I'm gonna reach out to you. I'm like, don't. I'm just kidding. If he's actually a nice guy, if he actually did, I would maybe work with him. But anyways, what that was is it turned slowly into an SEO deal. So I built out his property and I completely forgot about building out mine. Never built out mine. I built to him a website and then we got a GMB going. And the GMB was ranking pretty well. The website was ranking really well too. And I ended up giving him the website, obviously, because it was his website. But I kept the GMB for myself because I mean, I just told him I was like, I'm just gonna keep the GMB for myself. You keep the website. Um, and then the GMB would still get a few jobs here and there, maybe like 5 to 7 jobs per month. And so I was like, you know what, I'm just going to try to do something with this. So I reached out to other business owners and it slowly turned from fencing over to deck building. So it was a little bit more profitable. The amount of the calls that were coming in were lower, but they were, I mean, they're bigger jobs than fencing
Hmm.
usually is. And so I got those few jobs that would come in. I'll send them to one business owner here, another one here, and then I think I had two on the hook at one point, and then one of them, like I was really like, okay, this guy might actually be it. And then we just kept talking. And this was like in the time like I was going to Florida as well, so it was like just a lot of like managing things, but it was working out really well. And then eventually we hopped on a Zoom call, told him all about it, and sold him for I think it was 670 a month for 3 months, and then we would go from there. But he says that the job's been really good, and he wants to also add on now. He wants to do some handyman stuff, so it's good.
Nice. And this guy, do you have a credit card on file, or are you still
Yep.
invoicing?
No, it's a credit card file.
Okay, cool. Awesome.
Yeah,
Awesome.
I always do the credit card on file. I don't mess with the invoices.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I stopped doing that too. It's not even with the credit card on file, I still have to chase people because their card's
Yeah,
default or
yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
So, but it's not as big of a headache as actually invoicing
Mhm.
those guys.
Yeah.
Contractors, you do not want to invoice contractors. You'll never get your money. They work long hours. Even if
Yeah.
they're a good person, they work long hours. You're
Mhm.
last on their list. So
Yep.
yeah, I like that. Definitely payment on file. Speaking of which, this guy who was super excited about the leads, and all of a sudden something happened in his business, and he's like, "Hey, I want the services, stopped effective immediately." I told him, "Yeah, we can stop them, but you got to give me 2 weeks." That's what it says. Like
Yeah.
in the authorization form, it says, "Hey, if you can't do this 6 months or whatever we agreed on, at least give me 2 weeks so I can put my ducks in a row." And
Mhm.
he's like, "Yeah, no problem." And then later on, I get a thing from QuickBooks saying, "Hey, this charge has been disputed." Um,
Oh
and
man.
that's when the paperwork comes in handy and the recorded call comes in
Yeah.
handy. So I record all my calls now. I record. I have an authorization form and the one that Nick gave us. So everything is on paper. It says right there, 15 days to cancel service. So I
Yeah.
just upload that stuff into QuickBooks, and QuickBooks goes and gets my money.
How do
Um,
you record all the calls? Like, what do you do like when you like call a business owner? How do you record that?
just Zoom. No, like I record the actual close.
Okay, okay, okay. I thought,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
I record the close. I have it on Zoom.
Yeah.
So if they ever dispute it, actually the credit card companies they get mad at them. Like you
Mm.
went and signed the paperwork and you're on
Yeah.
video saying yes, we're cool, and you go and dispute the
Yeah,
charge. So
yeah.
it
Good
kind of
luck with
gets them
that,
in
buddy.
trouble.
Good luck with that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. At first, I used to lose to those disputes. I would be like, yeah, they pulled their money back, tough shit. But
Yeah. Yeah.
now I upload everything and I usually get my money. The last two, three times that I did it, I always get my money back.
That's all.
Even though I did get one of the anonymous bad reviews right after I got my money back. So
No.
I know it's that guy, like a different guy
Uh,
who went and left the review. I'm like, you couldn't wait like a week to leave that bad review. You left it the next
oh
day.
man.
Yeah.
People, man.
Yeah, they're not smart, but just a tangent on the payment part and covering your ass.
No, that's good. That's actually
Yeah,
really good because I don't do any of that. If somebody likes oh yeah, I'm kind of done. Like I don't want to do this anymore. I'm just like, yeah, whatever. Like
right.
I didn't like. I mean, it makes sense that we should be doing it this way.
Right.
But
Yeah. I love Nick's exclusivity agreement. That's what I
yeah,
use. And
yeah.
on top of that, I have a credit card authorization form that's got credit card and ACH. And in there, it says it explicitly. And then on top of that, I record the Zoom call. So they are on video,
Mm,
agreeing to everything and being on board. So and the funny part is they forget everything they agreed on, and then
yeah.
they go like, oh, I'll just screw him, no problem, I'll just screw him out of his
Yeah,
money, and it kind of blows back in their
yeah.
face.
Well,
Awesome. So what is your next move now that you got this deal? What's the next move?
well, I've been really sticking to the tree removal niche. I landed another job or another client. I think it was like last or in May. I think yeah. So I think I'm gonna stick with tree removal until it's completely like sucked all the juice out of it. I
Hmm.
already got another two business owners on the hook. I'm trying to maybe this week we'll plan the Zoom meeting, just seeing how the leads coming in. But so far
Awesome.
they're good. But yeah, the next thing is, I mean, I'm gonna hit the 10K. I actually have I do this, and then I also have had my own mobile detailing business, but then like it started turning into too much, and then last week I actually just like completely shut it down. So I'm gonna be fully into like fully focused, because like
Nice.
I used to get distracted very easily, and the money was good with the detailing, so that's why I kind of kept it on. But then I realized that that was never the original goal. The mobile
Sure.
detailing was supposed to be like side income for me a little bit here and there. So yeah, we're just getting
Yeah.
focused.
You said you
You can see
have two business owners
my
on.
mobile
Oh,
detailing setup.
wow. Okay, you have the whole thing.
Mobile detailing, baby.
Nice. Yeah, mobile detailing is very solicited today, especially if you can, if it's mobile and you can deliver it to someone's
Exactly.
driveway.
Yeah.
Yeah, people will pay all day.
Oh yeah. Oh
Um,
yeah.
I know that Nick uses it, religious. Like he washes all his cars using a mobile
Yeah. Yeah.
detailer.
Well, Nick, if
Um,
you want a detail, just pay for my
yeah.
gas then.
You said you have two business owners on hook for tree removal. Is that two business owners, one lead gen or two lead gens?
Two business owners, one lead gen.
Nice.
I like to at least have two or three on the hook for one lead gen, just because I've messed with the having one business owner on, and then by the time I get to the Zoom call, and after the Zoom call, I'm like, this actually is not going to work out. So I like to have at least two. I always feel whenever I have two, I notice just in myself, I have more confidence going into the Zoom call because I'm like, I'm very confident in this business owner. And if it doesn't work out, like when I'm telling him, like, hey, I have other people on the line, like wanting these jobs, then it comes across, I guess, more genuine, more real, because I genuinely do. And I think maybe they sense it. So they're more, you know, uh, they usually make the decision on the call whether they're gonna work with me or not, instead of giving me like the, oh, I don't know, maybe give me a week or something. I'm like, yeah, no time.
Nice. I am really glad you mentioned that because it's so important. Um, Basically, what happens is you flip the script on
Hmm.
the business owner and you kind of get yourself ready psychologically by just
Yeah,
having multiple hooks because, like you said, you sit in the meeting and you're like comfortable, like, I don't give a shit if I get this deal.
exactly.
Yeah. And it kind of, you don't have to say it. It kind of oozes out of you. You don't even have to say
Exactly.
it. It just the confidence comes out and what Nick calls arrogance. You know, it's a
Yeah.
type of arrogance that comes out, which is very crucial with these shrewd business owners and contractors.
Oh
Multiple
yeah,
hooks.
man.
I definitely need to do more of that. Usually, I would get on the phone with someone and I feel confident with them. I'm like, yeah, I don't need another hook. I only do it when I'm like on the phone. I want to give him I want to give him the benefit of the doubt, but they
Yeah,
haven't proved themselves yet. Yeah, I'll hang up and
exactly.
call another guy just in
Yeah.
case. And I need to do that today. I have a guy who's been, yeah, I'm on it, but he has
Mhm.
not been on it. So I need to
Yeah.
hook a new guy today, and just so if he's not legit, he can just wash out, and I can bring the next guy in. Very
Yeah.
important, guys. This is such a good point that Kareem just mentioned. Is having multiple hooks can definitely put you in the right state of mind when you're talking to these
Mhm.
business owners, which is up here, not down here.
Yeah.
Like you got to be on a pedestal because most of these guys don't even know how to run a business. So you kind of need it, be in that position where you tell them what to do. And I was just in a position a few days ago where the guy is like, okay, it's the same guy who's like a little iffy. He's like, yeah, the way I work is send them my information and tell them to call George. I'm like, George, if we're gonna do it like this, it's not gonna work out.
Yeah.
I do things a certain way because they work, and I'm gonna have to call them, qualify them, and then patch them over to you. And if
Yeah.
you can't
Yeah.
do this, then no problem, man. I'll just move on to the next guy. And he's like, why don't we do it your way then? And we try it
Yeah.
out and we'll see how it works. Just like that. Because I
Exactly.
pushed back.
That's good.
Yeah, because at first he's like, yeah, this is how I do things. And it's like a
Uh,
standard to him. But as soon as they dropped it, he's like, yeah, let's do it your way because I
yeah.
just positioned myself. That's exactly how we should be with these business owners. You can't just go with the flow with them because they'll just drag you around and you'll be
Hmm.
dancing. So you definitely want to put them on your standards, not theirs. This is how I do things. You're in or you're out. Great point.
Exactly.
Great point. So you're gonna go exhaust the tree niche, right?
Yeah. Because
Uh,
there's honestly, like, if I spend like 10 to 15 minutes just doing some due diligence, going into cities, there's still so many of them. Like I think I have 4 or 5 on the queue that have like really good, like SEO is going to be like that. It's going to be easy, and the amount of like the search volume is still a ton. So it's yeah. There's
nice.
still plenty of the tree service business.
Okay. Are you gonna play around with deck building much?
Maybe it's definitely a harder. Maybe it just depends. I want to focus on the tree service because it's the easiest for me. It's kind of what I started with. It's kind of what I know. So that
Mhm.
one's definitely the easiest for me. But if after tree service, I'll probably go into decks. Yeah.
Okay. I want to
Yeah.
see if there's any questions. How do you do that? Art. Guys, if you have any questions for Kareem, please drop them in there. I'm gonna check the comments right now. Hey, Nick is in. We got Silo, Moses. Hey, buddy. Um, any questions, guys? Do you guys have any questions for Kareem that he can answer before having to go help his dad? He doesn't want to, so give him some questions.
Actually, my dad has the same name as you.
No
Well,
way.
actually, Mahmoud.
Mahmoud, yeah,
Mahmoud.
that is
Yeah.
my name. That's
Well,
cool.
yours has an O. His is just Mahmud.
Oh, MUD. Is he Turkish?
No, he's from Uzbekistan.
Okay, makes
Yeah.
sense. Yeah, Turkey is the only part where I saw it with a UD or even a
Okay.
UT, Mahmut
Mahmoud.
with a
Yeah.
T. Yeah. Mine is just a good old-fashioned Egyptian Mahmoud, and I don't know how my parents. I grew
Okay.
up in Morocco. I don't know how they
That's awesome.
yeah, but they were super creative. My name is Mahmoud, and my brother's name is Mohammed. So
Oh, wow, look at that.
it's like
Wow.
yeah,
Powerful names.
Gene and John and Jim and
Arabic version.
yeah, yeah. Any questions, guys, before we wrap it up? We're gonna wrap it up. Anything you want to add, Kareem, before we wrap this up?
Uh, probably just if I mean, I guess if I was like in the position of like being in like the free group, um, watching like I'd probably think of like, oh, like this is what I guess I would have wanted to know. It's like the stuff does work. Believe me, I've been doing this stuff for so long, and then as soon as I joined Nick's group, I literally like within 30 days got my first deal. Um, keeping it simple, keeping it basic, and staying focused. Those three things probably the keeping it simple, keeping focused is probably the biggest thing. Like I notice whenever I like shift my attention away from everything else and just like focus in on the lead gen, I get deals. It just
Yep.
works out. And then keeping it simple, just following the program exactly how it is, it just works. That's
Yeah.
all. Like
Same here.
every single time I try to add in something or like add in something on the Zoom call or whatever, it just ends up like not working. It's like I don't know how Nick did it. I don't know what magic he worked on it, but he literally got like the every like the scripts, everything like as good as you can get it.
Yeah, Nick is obsessive. He obsesses over his processes, and he really put in the work over the years.
Oh yeah.
I saw him firsthand, um, just tweaking every step and
Yeah.
adding bits and pieces and stuff, adding the sales piece, tweaking the sales piece. And like you said, just sticking to this process has gotten me where I needed to go, and getting creative threw me off my game.
Exactly.
The minute I
No.
get creative, I'm like, yeah, I don't need to add that part in the screencast. Or I'll give you a prime example. Um, Tree Care Guy deal that I just lost on Friday. I didn't close it. And I kind of knew I was not going to close. I had some hope, but
Yeah.
I sent I was in Morocco hanging out. I'm sending, a lead like every week or so. He was not consistent. I sent him probably 3 jobs total. He barely closed one. No, I don't think he closed it. He came
Mm.
close. So in hindsight, I should have maybe waited, or I should have gotten on top of it and not just. I put so much time into it. It took me like
Yeah.
2.5 weeks to get this guy on a Zoom call. Not what Nick says. I sent less leads than the average bear. I usually my sweet spot is 5 or
Yeah.
maybe 3. If one of them gets closed immediately, then yes, I'll jump on that Zoom call. As
Mm.
soon as I see a lead close, I push for the Zoom call because they put money in their pocket, they're ready to go,
Yeah.
or they're not. So yeah, I saw exactly what I did wrong, and it made total sense that at the end of the call, he's like, "Yeah, it's not really about the money, but just give me like a week or so." I'm like, "Hey, remember what I told you at the beginning of the call? Don't leave me in maybe land." He's like, "Yep, I
Yeah.
get it, man. I get it. If you find someone else, good luck." But it's just not.
Yeah.
I'm not there
Being,
yet.
I guess being patient is can be hard, especially when you're trying to like lock the deal. And like sometimes, yeah, I'll be like at one or two leads sent over to the business owner. I'm like, oh, these were good leads. Like I should be able to lock him in now. It's like instead of like just taking a step back, maybe send one or two more, or just reach out to other business owners, get somebody else on the hook, and then everything just flows better when you're patient with it. Sometimes because like you're spending money at the ads, you're trying to make your money back as soon as possible. That's where you like kind of rush into it. So that's why I like always tell myself like, hey, slow down, slow down. Find maybe another business owner or, do something.
100%. If I learned anything from you today, it would be more hooks.
Yeah,
I'll definitely,
for
I'm
sure.
definitely going to take you up on that, and I'm going to go get more hooks. On every hook that I have, I'm going to add another hook just in
Yeah,
case as
yeah,
cushion.
yeah.
Awesome, man. Karim, I appreciate you, buddy. Thank you for giving us a little bit of your time today to share. I'm sure a lot of the people in the group are relating to what you said, relating to what I said. Guys, if you have any questions or any cases that are similar to ours that you want to drop in there that you want to discuss, drop them in the comments. We'd love to give our 2 cents and give you some of our insight. Thank you, Kareem. I appreciate you, my
Yeah,
man. I'll let you get back to work, and I'll see you
sounds
in the
good.
group. Appreciate you, brother.
See you later. Yeah.